Hello? Okay, so guess what? We're just doing it. We're out here, we're doing it. I've been wanting for a very long time to start a podcast, and who knows what this is actually going to sound like or who the heck is going to even listen to it, but here we are. We're out here doing it. I can't even really express how many times I've tried to get myself to sit down and actually record. And it's very intimidating. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on creative people to do things during this time, during COVID time, and yeah, here we are though. We're out here doing it, and it is what it is, you guys. So, yeah, I just kind of started talking. You don't even know who I am, or maybe you do. I hope you do. But if you don't know me, my name is Heidi Schneider, and I am a person. I am a soprano. Sounds weird to say that, and it shouldn't sound weird to say that because I'm doing my doctorate in voice performance. But yet, it sort of just kind of seems weird to call myself that, which is honestly the whole premise of this podcast. I have dealt with a lot of things that most of my colleagues and my peers have dealt with, and it is something called imposter syndrome. And it's really fun, super awesome. It's this super cool thing that happens to you when you feel like you are not actually part of your field and you're not actually part of anything. You're just an imposter amongst others who do know what they're doing, and they are actually out there doing it the right way, and they know what's going on. So that's really fun. And that's the whole reason why I wanted to start this podcast and why I wanted to call it Paper Soprano, because I feel like sometimes I am nothing but a paper doll, and I am not even a real thing. It's just as thin as paper, and anything could just either blow me over or, anything at all. Like literally I feel like an imposter, like a phony sometimes, and I feel like we all feel like that, and it's hard to feel like that in your field of work. And this podcast will be, I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm hoping that it will be a myriad of things that will, I'll talk about how I'm dealing with that, and how I'm, other people who might be dealing with that. I want to have people on here chatting on the pod, you know what I'm saying? And we just kind of talk about that in a really colloquial way. I'm very much an open book as a person. If you know me, I've always kind of been like that. I like to mull it over, as the kids say. Don't come for me. If you're a child, I know you don't say that, but everything's fine. So yeah, so that's what the pod is gonna be, you guys. I hope that people are interested in coming and having a chat with me, because it's just gonna be an excuse for me to chat with my friends about some things. And I'm learning how to do a podcast, and I hope this works. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm kind of like a little bit, not like, I don't know, when you finally get yourself to sit down and do something, and it's like, oh my God, yes, here I am doing it. And then you're like, okay, I'm here, and I'm doing the thing. But like, you're still really excited for that thing, and it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, okay? Literally, I'm here, and I'm literally figuring it out as I go. So If you do know me at all, you would know, or you might not, that I am a student at Stony Brook University. I got my master's this year. Yeah, I got my master's this year, and I am now starting my doctorate. I'm gonna throw up. I feel like that is such a weird thing to say. Like, I got my master's this year, no problem. Oh my god, yeah. COVID time. Got my master's during COVID. But I did, and it was bizarre. And we had virtual graduation, and now here I am in my first semester of my doctorate, just, struggling embarrassingly with technology, even though people expect us millennials to be so savvy. And I'm an idiot, so definitely not savvy. Um, more like a little bit spazzy, I feel like, with technology. And the only reason why I'm even doing all of this right now is because so many people have reached out to me. They have tried to help me with things, like when my computer dies, or when I can't figure out how to work a microphone, for God's sake, or, all of these things. So we take it as it comes, and I'm just going through that right now. Let's see, what else about me? Um, so I do go to school on Long Island, and I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, a little suburb called Hamburg, or should I say Hamburg, New York. If you know, you know. So, yeah, I'm from Buffalo, and Buffalo's a really unique place. It's very specific, and I feel like that's all I can do to describe it. Um, there's a very specific type of person who like lives for Buffalo, like absolutely lives and dies for Buffalo, specifically like the Buffalo Bills if you're into football. And just kind of like that small town feel, people are like into Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? If you like that and you are like, you don't know where you want to end up in your life and you like a small town and you like the underdog. No offense, Bills fans, do not come for me. You know they're the underdogs sometimes, okay? Listen, don't come for me. Then maybe you should consider moving to Buffalo. I don't know. Maybe you should. Um, but if not, you could live here on Long Island and give up your firstborn child to pay for the taxes and for the cost of living here. Just some options. So, yeah. What else about me? It would be kind of crazy to think about somebody who doesn't know me personally listening to this podcast. Um, yeah. What else about me? Who am I? It's so weird when people ask you like, "Tell me about yourself." And you're like, "Oh, yeah, let me just think for like 3 days and figure it out." um, I'm into martial arts, and I'm hoping that I'm going to get back into it in some way. Before the pandemic started, I was really hoping that I could get involved in a new style. I studied Ishinru karate for like 11 or 12 years. I don't even know, like all through my childhood with my family and my sisters, whatever. The whole family was into it. It was kind of crazy. And then I stuck it out well into high school and actually taught there. It was like one of my first jobs teaching karate, and it was really cool and I loved it. And then I went to school at Fredonia University for my undergrad in music education, and I stopped doing karate consistently because there was some like drama with the dojo girl, and there was also just like it wasn't necessarily like ideal timing because I would have had to drive back and forth and all that good stuff. So that was a big part of my life, but before the pandemic, right? So I wanted to, one of my friends was into Muay Thai, and I really wanted to get into that. I thought it was really cool, exciting, and as someone who studied at the specific dojo that I studied at, they were like really big on being well rounded as a martial artist, not necessarily just like sticking to one style. Like, if you do Taekwondo, then you only do Taekwondo, or, if you're into Krav Maga, then like that's the only thing that you do. It wasn't like that. We did Ishinru karate primarily, but it was also like really big into Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and Judo and Aikido and like weaponry and all of these, you know, arnistic fighting, like tons of stuff. And I thought that was really cool. There was even some MMA, mixed martial arts, if you know what that is. Like, it was really diverse. And I think that's honestly the best way to go about it, because now as an adult, I'm very much like that in my life. Like, even in music, um, I'm totally into like all genres except country. I'm sorry, but like um I am into all genres, and I do like facets of everything that I hear. Some parts of it, like I sing baroque, I sing jazz, I sing obviously opera and classical music, but I'm also into contemporary music and pop music and all that good. It's really important, I think, to have a wide mindset. Oh, yes, my fridge just turned off. We're still working with audio, so oof. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully I'll get back into some karate or some new stuff, maybe some Muay Thai, who knows. But in general, that has been a huge part of my life, and I think it's really interesting and unique. And I love that that's been a part of my life, and I'm like persistent in my brain. It's like I don't necessarily feel like I'll ever not be without it. Like, I've definitely taken a break, and it has been slowly um smoldering in the background, but we'll rekindle very soon. So no worries there. Self. Don't worry about that, Heidi. Okay? Um but yeah, other things about me. I don't know, you guys. Like, I'm just out here living my life and trying to survive in this pandemic, as we all are. Like, I know it's so annoying, and everybody constantly, I feel like every conversation that I've had in the past like 6 months to a year has been evidently like filtered down over the course of the conversation. It just kind of like circles the drain, and then immediately, dives right into the pandemic, and everybody just constantly talks about it. It's like you can't escape the conversations about the pandemic. And that's exhausting, because obviously I'm not going to just ignore it. That's impossible. It's everywhere. Um, but Jesus, I am so ready to just have conversations about other things, you know? Like, ugh. So, and that's on the horizon. I really do feel like it's a coming around the mountain. And today is December 3rd, 2020, which is disgusting. Oh my God. I can't believe it's December. I really can't believe it. But um yeah, I feel like it's on the horizon, and um whilst this year has been one of the most really just bizarre and like a fever dream of a year, I feel like I have learned quite a lot about myself and about people and about life. And it has not been very fun. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I've learned so much. Oh my God, I'm like a genius now. I'm like, so a growth, like so much growth. But no, oh my God, it's been horrible and like disgusting and sad. Oof, very sad. Very sad and very, very not good. But, you know, it just kind of is what it is right now. And the main thing I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about all of these weird things is school at Stony Brook. Like I am a huge advocate for Stony Brook. I love the little community. I love the teachers. I love the, content that we dive into. I love my colleagues. I love just so much. I have so much to give to Stony Brook, and I feel like Stony Brook gives so much to me as well. And ooh, girl, it has just been rough. Like me and Stony Brook are having some problems. Like I understand that there's a lot of um complications that come with God, just online school. I want to like barf saying it. It's just like online learning is just the worst. It's so bad. And you really can't convince me that it's good. Like, because while I have been like, oh yeah, we're doing the best we can. Oh, we're making it through. Oh, yeah. Oh. It's just, oh my God, it's just not great. So, as as a music major, as a doctoral student who is, my major is vocal performance. So I am like, if you're not a music person, which a lot of the people who are probably listening are, um the purpose of my degree is to perform and to learn about performing and to experience things and learn roles and learn, packages of songs and all of these very specific, like, very specific tasks that have to be performed, in front of people. They're usually live. It's usually I get coached in person, I take lessons in person, we rehearse with each other. That has never been a question up until this year, but um now, oh my God, everything's changed. And now it's like, people expect you to create on the same level and to have the same level of production, but just via, technology. And you're supposed to just record yourself in your shoddy living room and like sing into your iPhone speaker and light your face with this lamp that you got at Target. And then you're supposed to like send that to opera companies and you're supposed to audition with that and you're supposed to put it out into the world and make content that you might literally be like, this is bad. Like this is real bad. Um and no, by no fault of your own. So many of my colleagues are amazing, gorgeous, amazing, phenomenal musicians. And by no fault of their own, the stuff that they're putting out and the stuff that I'm putting out, for God's sake, is just subpar because of the technology limitations. And that is super important to understand when you're watching something online or like, you're seeing something. Maybe you like saw a video of somebody, they recorded something in their room or and the peaks of the volume are like cutting the mic out and it's like, oh my God. And then their frame isn't necessarily the best. It kind of cuts them off in a weird way. It makes them look weird. And, you know, they forgot to take their glasses off. So there's like a big glare, but that was the best take that they did. So they just put the video out there anyway because they sounded the best. All of these things contribute to life as a musician right now. They didn't before. So we are all learning and yeah, it's crazy. And I almost envy the people who, have the experience with this technology and all the people who have a leg up really on so many of us. who are out here trying to create like this, because dang, I wish I would have paid more attention during, technology and music at Fredonia if I knew that this was coming. Um, and, this is like not something that I personally would expect any musician to just like be able to pick up, you know what I mean? Regardless of the fact that I'm a millennial and I should know technology, whatever. Um, it's like when I was at Fredonia in my undergrad, there was an entire degree, and there are, all over the country at music schools everywhere. Sound recording technology is its own art, it's its own practice. You have to understand a lot of things, and it's like people who are in SRT are, they're working as hard as I am at my own craft, on their own craft. And it's like, dang, dude, it is hard to just jump in and just say, yeah, I'm just going to be, I'm just going to go ahead and start knowing how to balance things and record things and, sing with a AirPod in my ear so that I can hear a backing track. And because that's the other thing too, it's not a regular recording session anyway. Regular recording session, you'd have somebody working all the technology, and you'd be the talent, and you'd come in and you'd have your Starbucks, and you'd walk in and you'd do a couple takes, and then they would be like, thank you so much, amazing, and you would leave. And you'd be like, oh yes, I do recordings all the time, oh it's amazing. But like, no, dude, oh god, you gotta like throw your life out the window and like set up your whole apartment, get yourself together. God forbid if you have roommates or pets or something that's gonna make noise. You're not in a studio, honey. Like, you are not in one, and there's stuff that's gonna happen, and you're gonna mess up those recordings, and you're gonna have to do it all over again. And like, something's gonna happen to the files, or something's gonna happen to the video, and you're gonna be like, dang it. Because you're alone. You're just doing all of this alone, and it is honestly sad. It's so sad. But like I said before, you guys, we are just taking it, and we are just going with it. It is what it is, and we're doing the best we can. Um yeah, so I'm looking at talking about all this technology has me nervous, because so I'm looking at all of the technology that's currently sitting right in front of me, and I am hoping that this is recording and that I'm going to be able to use my brain to put it on the internet somewhere so that people can listen to it. And if you are currently listening, thank you. Also, why? um, I feel like I'm pretty much just talking to like all my immediate friends and family. So like, hey guys. Um, yeah, so this podcast has been something that I've been talking about doing and wanting to do for a long time. I feel like I like having conversations with people. It's cathartic for me. So like, this podcast is for me, you guys. Just deal with it. I do want to have people on the show, but it is so weird to say that. But yeah, I want to have people on the show, okay? Listen, I want to talk to people. I don't know how we're going to do it. So if you have any suggestions, let me know on how to have a guest on a podcast without sitting right next to them and giving them a microphone and recording into the same thing. But if you have any advice on how to do that, please help a girl out. I am but a soprano. I am just a lowly soprano who doesn't know how to do anything. So yeah, let me know. And if you want to be on the podcast and you want to sit down and have a chat, also let me know. And I really can't wait until I can just be comfortable recording things and talk. No, I'm fine talking. I don't care about that whatsoever. But just comfortable with the technology and comfortable in my skills. Um, yeah, that'll be a great day, don't you think? And another great day will be when we can all get together once again and live our lives in the way that we want to and the way that we should. And we adapt from this pandemic. We don't go back to the same mindless consumerism that we've been living in the past. And we, respect each other's space and each other's health. And we continue to do the things that we're learning from this, and the generations that come after us that don't know what this is, we talk about it in a productive way, and we don't, demonize anyone, and we we thank the universe for the fact that we got through it. So, on that note, um, yeah, I think I'm gonna try and upload this. I don't know when you'll hear it, but today is the 3rd of December, and today is gonna be a great day for you. I can just tell. I can just tell. Okay? I can just tell. So, I hope you have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Um, Let me know if you have any suggestions for the podcast. If you want to tell me anything, feel free, girl. I am sitting here in my apartment in quarantine. I'm not quarantined right now, but I'm just hanging out, you know? So let me know, and yeah, I can't wait to hear from you guys. Feel free to give this video a like. I'm probably going to post this on YouTube, but if I don't, feel free to support it in other ways. If you want to share it or tell somebody about it, go ahead and do that. Um, I appreciate you listening, and I will talk to you guys next time. So, yeah, this has been the Paper Soprano podcast. I am Heidi Schneider, your host. And thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.